In the battle at White Wolf Mountain, the Wu Huan cavalry had the most advantage, so many of Cao Cao's generals were fearful and worried. In this depressed atmosphere, only Zhang Liao was courageous enough to persuade Cao Cao to take advantage of the fact that the Wu Huan were not in position yet and engage in battle immediately. Cao Cao appreciates Zhang Liao's strong fighting spirit under adversity, so he takes his advice and gives him his banner in public, which is equal to temporarily granting Zhang Liao the authority to command the entire army. Zhang Liao immediately held the banner and commanded the Cao army to charge into the battlefield, while Cao Chun, Xu Huang, Zhang He, Yan Rou, and Xiang Yufu all fought bravely without fear of death. Cao's army and Wu Huan's tens of thousands of cavalry fought together in a large-scale bloody battle. The battle was extremely fierce, but Cao's rich combat experience began to come into play. Although Cao's cavalry was fewer in number than Wu Huan's in this battle, the participants were all elites who had followed Cao Cao for many years and had fought in hundreds of battles in the north and south. Especially in the fierce battle, Ta Dun, king of Wu Huan, is captured by Cao Chun's Tiger Leopard cavalry, leaving the outcome of this battle no longer in doubt. With the capture of the commander, the Wu Huan army began to collapse. Cao's army then pursued and captured Liu Chen, killing Ta Dun and 10 Wu Huan leaders, including Ning Chen, the Chen Yu of the right Bei Ping. While Yuan Shang and Yuan Shi fled to Liao Dong with Lo Ban, the Chen Yu of Liao Shi, Su Pu won the Chen Yu of Liao Dong, and Wu Yan the king of the right Beping. They joined Gong Sun Kang, the governor of Liao Dong. At the end of the Han dynasty, warlords were fighting each other and there were frequent wars, so many people of Han nationality fled to remote areas for refuge. Only the people from Jizhou and Youzhou, who were living in Wu Huan, had more than 100,000 households. Cao Cao ordered all of these exiles from the Han and Wu Huan tribes, totaling several 100,000 people, to move to the inner regions, and selected the best of the captured Wu Huan cavalry to join Cao Cao's army, creating a cavalry force that was quite capable of fighting. In that chaotic era of 9 houses out of 10 were deserted, population was a precious resource even more valuable than territory. Although Cao Cao won the difficult expedition, he undoubtedly made a fortune in the end. At that time, some people advised Cao Cao to seize the opportunity to pursue and advance into Liao Dong, but Cao Cao confidently believed that Gong Sun Kang would take the initiative to send the heads of Yuan Shang and Yuan Shi. In September 207 AD, the rainy season had passed, so the Cao army returned from the Liao Shi corridor. Soon, Gong Sun Kang ordered the heads of Yuan Shang, Yuan Shi, and Lo Ban, Su Pu Wan, Wu Yan, to be sent as an indication of surrender. Everyone was puzzled. Cao Cao said that Gong Sun Kang had always been afraid of Yuan Shang and Yuan Shi. If I attacked urgently, they would join forces to resist. If we don't attack them, they would kill each other instead. This is due to the situation. Later, Cao Cao appointed Gong Sun Kang as the Marquis of Xiangping and the general of left. While passing by Jiashu, Cao Cao climbed the Jiashu mountain and looked out at the sea with great enthusiasm, writing the famous poem, The Sea.
东临碣石，以观沧海， 水河淡淡，山岛素知。树木丛生，百草丰茂，秋风萧瑟，洪波涌起。日月之行，若出其中，星汉灿烂；若出其里，幸甚至哉，何以永志？
From joining the anti-Dong-Zhuo alliance in 190 AD to annihilating Wu Huan in 207 AD, Cao Cao spent 17 years, through hundreds of uninterrupted battles, finally basically unified northern China. At the peak of its strength, encountering such a significant blow was devastating for Wu Huan. From then on until the period of Jin dynasty and 16 kingdoms, records of Wu Huan still appeared sporadically in the annals of history. Later, with the assimilation and integration of nations of Han and Xianbei and Arthur, this ancient nomads gradually disappeared into the long river of history. For Cao's army, although they won this expedition, the journey was remote and extremely difficult. The climate in Liaoxi is harsh, and many people are not accustomed to the local conditions, resulting in illness. On the way north, Zhang Xiu, the Marquis of Xuanwei, died of illness in the army. On the way back, Guo Jia, who was 38 years old, also fell ill and passed away. The relationship between Cao Cao and Guo Jia was very close, with the two traveling in the same carriage and sitting in the same table. Throughout his years of military service, Cao Cao always carried Guo Jia by his side. More importantly, among the main advisors around Cao Cao, although Xun Yu was several years younger than Cao Cao, he had a heart for the Han dynasty. Xun Yu and Dong Zhao are both just a few years behind Cao Cao and belong to the same age group. Jia Xu is 8 years older than Cao Cao, while Cheng Yu is exactly 14 years older than Cao Cao. Only Guo Jia is the youngest, and it can be said that Cao Cao regarded Guo Jia as the core intelligence of the second generation of Cao's group, so he had high expectations for him. The death of Guo Jia deeply saddened Cao Cao, and his value will gradually manifest with the passage of time. Until the founding of the kingdom of Cao Wei, when the three kingdoms were in tripartite confrontation, Xun Yu, Xun You, and Cheng Yu had passed away one after another, while Jia Xu and others had also grown old. When the brilliant think tank around Cao Cao reached Cao Pi's hands, its brilliance had faded away, its talents had withered, and even a terrifying hiatus occurred. Don't forget that if Guo Jia were still alive until Cao Cao passed away, he would only be under 50 years old. If Guo Jia lived another 20 years, it would be an exaggeration to say that he would help Cao Wei unify the China, but it is not a problem for Cao's father and son to suffer less losses when facing Liu Bei, Sun Quan, Zhou Yu, and Zhuge Liang. No wonder Cao Cao, after the defeat of the Red Cliff, cried bitterly and said the famous words, "If Guo Jia is still here, how could I fall to this situation?"